All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Well, we have a couple of minutes, just 1 minute past 6, and we're going to be playing a video while we wait for others to join in. Just a few seconds. Hi, Tomiwa, please help me share your video.
Recently visited Oxford International alongside Victor Ikpe, the regional manager for West Africa. They visited Oxford International to meet with our students and had a productive discussion about job opportunities after their studies. Victor confirmed that students will receive a guaranteed work placement during the last 3 months of their program. This gives them hands-on experience, helps them settle into the job, and prepares them for long-term employment. Before the placement, students will go through some important checks, including document verification and attendance reviews. Then they'll be introduced to care work and placed in a care home for 2 to 3 weeks. If they perform well during this period, there's a high chance they'll be retained permanently. What makes this even better? Oxford International has multiple branches, not just in London, which opens up more opportunities across the UK. The university also helps improve your employability. They support students by creating a professional CV and submitting applications to other partner institutions on your behalf. However, students also need to be proactive. Submit your documents, prepare your CV, and stay involved. When you do this, you increase your chances of getting references and securing even better job offers in the future.
Things will feed into their CV and covering letter, so they can put in there, I've been working with Care Quality Commission approved care home in the UK for the last 3 months. Here's a link to my report. Here's a link to my attendance. Imagine if you're an employer and you see that, well, they've been in the care home, but I can actually see a report from that care home saying, Victor did really well on his placement. They wanted him to stay. He had a really good rapport with the residents in the care home. He never missed a shift. He was very flexible. Compare that to Mr. Seeker with nothing wrong. That's why I'm sure that they'll be successful. If they go on to the placement and they don't do those things, well, then that puts them a bit of a disadvantage.
What's the safe method? If that happens, it's the worst stuff.
We had 2 students on placement who didn't start out well.
Yeah.
We gave them a very strong warning about that, and we saw a transformation in their application. So hopefully, by the end of that placement, we've eliminated that issue. So they won't get a report saying that. It'll be a positive report.
Yeah.
If they get a warning and then nothing changes, there'll be consequences for that. We have to say we're going to have to send them the placement. As I say, that hasn't happened because I think they understand how important it is to go on the placement to do a good job.
Hi, my name is Arnold Olando. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm currently studying in the UK. In the UK right now. Currently studying in the UK right now. See, as you can see, this is where I applied to Oxford International Party College. I'm currently studying for the level 3 diploma in adult social care. And all my processing, all my visa, everything was made possible thanks to studying with FM. She was the one that helped me. She was the one that helped me with the processing, everything, and make it possible without any much difficulty. It was all thanks to her that I was able to complete it. I was able to make it get to the UK and try to achieve my dream. She studied with FM. She's very good and she's very reliable and she will help me once you get visa to the UK. Whether it's studying, whether it's visiting, or whether it's work. She studied with FM. You see, this is cool. This is in UK. Also have social programs including after school and everything.
All right, I'm just going to play the video one more time for the sake of those that are just joining. Then we can start.
Our director, Mahmoud, recently visited Oxford International alongside Victor Ikpe, the regional manager for West Africa. They visited Oxford International to meet with our students and had a productive discussion about job opportunities after their studies. Victor confirmed that students will receive a guaranteed work placement during the last 3 months of their program. This gives them hands-on experience, helps them settle into the job, and prepares them for long-term employment. Before the placement, students will go through some important checks, including document verification and attendance reviews. Then they'll be introduced to care work and placed in a care home for 2 to 3 weeks. If they perform well during this period, there's a high chance they'll be retained permanently. What makes this even better? Oxford International has multiple branches, not just in London, which opens up more opportunities across the UK. The university also helps improve your employability. They support students by creating a professional CV and submitting applications to other partner institutions on your behalf. However, students also need to be proactive. Submit your documents, prepare your CV, and stay involved. When you do this, you increase your chances of getting references and securing even better job offers in the future.
Things will feed into their CV and covering letter, so they can put in there, I've been working with this Care Quality Commission approved care home in the UK for the last 3 months. Here's a link to my report. Here's a link to my attendance. Imagine if you're an employer and you can see that. Well, they've been in the care home, but I can actually see a report from that care home saying, Victor did really well on his placement. They wanted him to stay. He had a really good rapport with the residents in the care home. He never missed a shift. He was really flexible. Compare that to just a secret with nothing wrong. That's why I'm sure that they'll be successful. If they go on to the placement and they don't do those things, well, then that is not a bit of a disadvantage.
What's the safe weapon? If that happened, it's the worst that
We had 2 students on placement who didn't start out well.
Yeah.
We gave them a very strong warning about that, and we saw a transformation in their application and attendance. So hopefully, by the end of that placement, we've eliminated that issue. So they won't get a report saying that, a really positive report.
Yeah.
If they get a warning and then nothing changes, there will be consequences for that. We have to say we're going to have to terminate the placement. As I say, that hasn't happened because I think they understand how important it is to go on the placement to do a good job.
Hi, my name is Arnold Olonde. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm currently studying in the UK. In the UK right now. Currently studying in the UK right now. See, as you can see, this is who I applied to Oxford International College. I'm currently studying for level 3 diploma in adult social care. And all my processing, all my Excel, everything was made possible thanks to studying with FM. She was the one that helped me. She was the one that helped me with the processing, everything, and make it possible without any more difficulty. It was all thanks to her that I was able to complete it. I was able to make it get to the UK and try to achieve my dream. She studied document. She was very good and she's very reliable and she will help me once you get visa to the UK. whether it's studying, whether it's visiting, or whether it's work. So you studying with FM, you can see this is school, this is in UK. So how social programs include after school and everything.
All right. Thank you so much, Tomiwa. I think we have a number of questions here. All right. Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's exciting webinar. My name is Briggs, and I am thrilled to be your host on behalf of the Study with FM team. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Today, we are diving into a topic that is both timely and transformational. We have all been waiting for this moment, which is working and studying in the UK. But before we dive into today's topic, I would like to tell you a little bit about Study with FM and what we do. Just a few minutes, just some seconds to share my screen. All right. All right. Thank you. All right. You may be wondering what is Study with FM? What do they do? Study with FM is an educational recruitment and consultancy agency that has been offering exceptional services since 2018. We have offices in Tehran, Ibadan, and London. And our mission is very simple to provide comprehensive support to students and individuals seeking educational and career opportunities abroad. Our services covers high school admission, summer camp opportunities, undergraduate and postgraduate admissions, career counseling and guidance, visa application guidance, tuition discount opportunities, and all our services are completely free. We partner with schools in different countries such as the UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, Netherlands, Ireland, Malta, Poland, and Finland. Now, I want to use this opportunity to announce an upcoming physical event that is taking place in our Ibadan office, which is located at number 25 Are Avenue, New Bodija, Ibadan. Now, during this physical event, you would meet with Victor Ikbe, who is a senior regional manager, North America at Oxford International, where he would dissect more information on how to get certified as an early childhood educator in Canada and also how to become a certified caregiver in Canada with a guaranteed job placement. Now, this is a physical event and it's taking place in our Ibadan office. Please follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram handles, or join our WhatsApp community for more information about this. Moving forward, we are very, very thrilled to introduce a powerful storytelling series about students' experiences on their journey to study abroad. This will be happening live on our Instagram page. Please follow us on Instagram, Study with FM underscore Nigeria. You can quickly check us out right now on your Instagram, Study with FM underscore Nigeria. Now, you may also be wondering the universities we partner with in the UK. We partner with so many universities, including Birmingham City University, Oxford International Education Group, University of Hertfordshire, London South Bank University, Brunel University London, and several others. Now, in order to get a personalized guidance on your study abroad dreams, there is a barcode on your screen right now. Please scan the barcode and you will be redirected to a page where you fill out your information and a counselor will reach out to you. I'm just going to leave this here for some minutes so you can have time to scan the barcode. Okay. All right. And our contact information is also displayed on the screen. Our offices in Ibadan, London, and Port Harcourt. Our phone number is also displayed on the screen. You can also send us an email. Let me just go back to the barcode so you can scan and get personalized guidance on your study abroad dreams. All right, thank you so much. Now, we are especially honored to welcome a distinguished guest, and I know you have been waiting for this opportunity, you've been waiting for this time to meet this person. She's a woman of experience and insight in the field of international education. Her name is Taiwo Savage. She's the Associate Director for West Africa at Oxford International. So this evening, she'll be sharing expert insights into how you can work and study in the UK and also build a fulfilling career within one of the most in demand sectors today. But before we give her the floor, we would like to give you quick housekeeping notes, which is please keep your microphones muted during the presentation to avoid any background noise. Yes, please keep your microphones muted. Yes, so we can hear from her. And also, if you have any questions, there is a chat box beneath. You can see the chat there. You just drop your messages there, any question you have, and we will address it during the Q&A segment. And now for some persons that joined in, I know some persons joined in late and you may be worried, will I be getting the full information? Well, you don't have to panic because this session is being recorded and we will share the replay link with all registered participants afterwards or at the end of the program. Now, once again, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and I hope you're ready to learn, engage, and be inspired. Now, without further ado, please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Taiwo Savage as she takes us into the world of studying and working in the UK. The floor is yours, Taiwo.
Okay, thank you very much, Briggs. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Taiwo Savage. I'd like to introduce myself once again. My name is Taiwo Savage, and like she has said, I'm the Associate Director representing Western and Southern parts of Africa at Oxford International. So give me a minute to share my slide, and then we'll kick off from there. Please let me know if you can see my screen or my slide.
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. So today we are going to be talking about professional adult social care, our 9-month program offered at Oxford International. First and foremost, just a minute, please. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think we have a bigger screen right now. So today we are going to be talking about our program, the Professional Adult Social Care in the UK. Before I go on, I would like to explain what adult social care means. It basically refers to the support that is provided to students or people who need help in the UK, either independently, and it has to do with older people. You know, some of them are they have learning disability, they are physically challenged, some of them have mental health issues, you know, they have issues, different kinds of issues. And then that's basically what adult social. So caring for those kind of people is what we're going to be talking about, and how, you know, the process and what it entails. Also, for adult social care, it's also a clear path to gaining employment in the UK. I'm going to talk more about that later on, but I'm just going through the points of to note right now. So why study adult social care? Also, it will give you an in-depth knowledge of all aspects of care work. Also focus on your language skills, help you to develop and improve your language skills, and allow you to carry out your role with confidence. You know, when you have been trained on some certain things, you have the confidence, and then you can go out there and share, you know, all the experiences you've learned over time. There was a time, I'm not sure if it was like 2 years ago, where there was this video that went viral in the UK about some Nigerians, you know, who were taking care of the elderly. And then I'm not sure if everybody saw this. I'm sure some of you would have seen the video as well, because it was a viral video. And, you know, Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
All right. So, where, there were some care staff, they were, maltreating an elderly woman. And, when I saw the video, I was like, oh, okay. It's just, probably because they weren't trained or they lack the knowledge, or the skills and, all of that to know what it entails when you are in a care setting or when you have to take care of, an adult. And so this is one of the advantage, if you go into this program, you're going to have hands-on experience because I'm going to go through some of the points, but I just want to pick out, something that just came to me right now, how you are going to have an edge over other people that are just going directly into care programs. So this particular program will also make you have you will gain the real world experience through work placements that will also happen in the program. So a quick fact about the program. The program is the Adult Social Care Program is accredited by City and Guilds. City and Guilds are in the UK and they are professionals, UK-based organization. What they do is to provide training and qualifications to equip learners, those who are interested in going into care programs, with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed. So you going through this program and having a professional to train you all through the aspects is an edge, is a plus for you. And then the quick facts you need to know about this program. The program runs bi-monthly. What I mean is that it runs after every month. For instance, if you're having let's say the program starts in January, we have another intake in March, we have in May, we have in July, we have in September and also November. So even if you are not meeting up with a particular intake, you can still move, swiftly into the next intake without having to defer or start your application all over again. So before you know it, even if you have a setback, you have just a couple of weeks to move into the next intake, and then you can get your cards and apply for the next intake, which is an advantage for you. And also the program runs between 7 to 9 months, mostly for 9 months. The 9 months program is you have 3 terms in it, which I will explain, I think, in my next slides. But the program runs for 9 months and is a level 3 program. What it means is that it's likened to a diploma program, and this is it's essential to have an IELTS, which is the major requirement for this program. The IELTS is 5.5 with nothing less, and in all the bands. So the overall is also 5.5, which is something that I feel that it's a very easy entry requirement, low score, unlike some other programs which requires 6.5, 7.5, thereabouts. In terms of age, students must be up to 16 years and above. We take as much as 30 years, 40 years, but this will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Because sometimes you can be 40 and you still have the strength of a 16-year-old. You can even be 16 and you can be 16 and still have the strength of maybe 40-year-old. So all these are reviewed on a case by case by our admissions and compliance team. The fees for this program is actually 14,995. Seems someone is okay. 14,995. But we have a very good discount. This discount ranges as much as 6,995. What do I mean by that? We have scholarship, though your offer letter might carry this offer letter, the fee of 14,995. But what I'm saying is that you can always request for additional scholarship. So I'm going to break this into bits so you understand, because we have different campuses. We have a campus in London, we have another in Oxford, and then we have the 3rd campus in Brighton. So depending on the campus you're interested in, then you know this fees. For London campus, the scholarship you will get is about £5,495, which makes your fees drop to £9,500. I can repeat that. So for London, for anybody interested in London, because I know you have a lot of applications coming from London based on the fact that you have families or cousins or relatives in London, the scholarship you'll be getting is £5,495, which makes your fees drop to £9,500. For students who are interested in going to Oxford, the discount is £5,995, which drops your fees to £9,000. And then for Brighton, your fee is £8,000. So if you're going to Brighton, the overall fee will be £8,000, Oxford £9,000, London £9,500, and then you get to pay £5,000 deposit before your cards will be issued. So I'll move on to the next slide. So for this program, it's a 3-term program. The first term it's going to run for 13 weeks. It's sometimes delivered in person or online, but mostly in person. It's mostly in person, and the first term will run for 13 weeks. You have a lot of programs to learn, covering skills for care standard, first aid qualification, and language, enhancing your language skills. The second term is a 9-week program, which is delivered face-to-face and also run in all our campuses. And then the third term is when we have the placements program, where you have to go out. We have some of our counselors that will take you into different work setting where you can work, and gain hands-on experience. Okay, so these are some of the modules you'll be learning while you are in school. We have the modules are divided into two. We have the core modules, the important modules, and then we have some elective modules which you also pick and then add to your core modules. And all these modules will be done in the first and second term of your program, because the third program or the third term is basically for the placements here. So for initial assessment, all students will be assessed at the start of the course, but 70% at the end of the day, 70% will be based on direct observation. They're going to see how you're doing things. They're looking at your reaction, your behavior, how you're reacting to people. So all these are based on direct observation and performance, while the remaining 30% would include your professional discussion, reflective accounts, your assignments given to you, and your case study. So your placements here. Some people would ask, can I just go straight into work? Well, the answer is no. Due to the new rule now by the UKVI, the UK government, students who are, usually we used to have students who just goes directly into care programs or look for sponsors to sponsor them into the UK for care programs. That is not going to be happening anymore. But what I'm saying, it's important for you to go into this program, because number one, you're going to be studying a lot of things. You're going to gain a deeper understanding of a care setting. You're going to know the principles and the ethics, of being into a social care, a care program, or into a care setting, rather, a care job, what it entails, for you to be a carer in the UK. You are going to also learn practical skills, around safeguarding, communication, health conditions, also the confidence. You're going to be building more confidence and professionalism that is needed in, a regulated environment. So all these things are some advantages that you will have, or an edge you have over those that are just looking for sponsorship and not even going through any program. So this gives you an edge. You become, you have all the skills, you have all the knowledge of what it takes to take care of, the elderly. And also the care home will also supply you a job description which will align the role and responsibilities, and they support the students by giving you opportunities to be assessed carrying out workplace tasks. So you have all the experience. And sometimes the good thing is that all these care homes, when they see how well you are doing, how hardworking you are, sometimes they just retain you, and you get a job from their organization. So these are the advantages of going into this program. Then your career after study, there are thousands of job opportunities in the UK sector, a lot of job opportunities you can get. At the end of the program, you can become a lead adult care worker, you can become a lead personal assistant, you can become a mental health support worker, you can become a care assistant, you can become a residential care manager, You can become a senior care assistant or support worker, or social work assistant, or even a rehabilitation, support worker. So there are so many job opportunities. You can even become a team leader, and enter into a management role within few years after your program. And then the average salary for a senior care is about 23,730 pounds per year. If you are dividing this, you'll be getting, let me say, in Nigerian currency, about 4 million plus every month. And then there's guaranteed employment upon successful graduation. So one of the questions we usually get is, okay, what happens if a student does not secure employment after this program? So this is our guarantee. This is our what we assure people. We usually say we will provide a full refund of your program, of your fees, the level 3 fees you have paid. But we have a clause to that. You have to maintain the required attendance during your 9 months. You have to pass all grades. That is all your programs, your written and your practical programs. You have to receive a satisfactory report from your placement provider. You also have to be respectful in terms of attitude. You have to be respectful and professional while working with male or female senior residents. Attending all the job interview skills classes, because they have someone who is going to be taking you through, a placement or employment officer that will give you all, take all your details, tell you when there are jobs available, advise you on where to apply and all of that. So you need to also be attentive and also join, whatever lessons or, programs that they are having. And then you must successfully pass the program. So those are some of the things you need to do. And what we are saying is that if you don't get a job, we will refund you your fees back. This has never happened to us because honestly, we've never had one single case of this. Every student has always gotten jobs. There's never been any challenge or any negative feedback ever since this program has been launched. So that means you will definitely get a job. So in terms of our skill worker, our professional diploma in adult social care is, like I said, is accredited by the city and guilds. And, the job will allow students to apply for a UK skilled worker visa. So after your program, after your diploma program, you will get a sponsor that would help you, that will sponsor you to apply for the skilled worker visa. And so that's how it works. In terms of documents you might need, you need a COS. The COS is the sponsorship letter from your sponsor, that's certificate of sponsorship. You need a TB test, you need a police report, and then your English test that you have written, your results. That is why the IELTS is also very important. So you're going to be using all those documents to apply for your visa. So these are the career paths after study. After your graduation, your successful graduation, you need to get a sponsor that will help you secure a job in the UK health and care business. You apply for your health and care worker visa to enable you start a new career in the UK. And then after that, after you've worked for about 5 years, you can then apply for your indefinite leave to remain. So, like we've said, we have why study with Oxford International. We have professionals that will guide you through every stage of this program. You will never be left stranded. You can never be confused. And then the major thing is for you to get your job right, and that is assured already. And then we have accommodations everywhere. We have homestay. We have student visa accommodation ranging from £230 per week, and also you have the liberty of staying with someone. If you know anybody in any location and you like to stay with them, that is fine, but please note that accommodation comes on a case, first come first serve basis. So but if you want to stay in the school accommodation, that is fine. If you want to stay somewhere close to where the school accommodation school is located, that is also fine as well. So like I mentioned earlier, the entry requirement is 5.5 in all the fields. That is in writing, reading, speaking, and listening. And then the overall score must not be less than 5.5. And also, you need a police report check. This is very important as part of the entry and the requirement, the document required for your admissions. You need to do a police character certificate. I think that's, if it's in Lagos, I know it's done in somewhere around Idiagbo or so on the island. And I think they have an online link as well where you can just register and then get the certificates online. So in terms of entry requirements or the process of application, the documents you need for this application is a valid passport. You need your your qualification, your English language, WAEC as well. And then if you have any previous immigration history, you need to also add that to your application, and a valid proof of English from yourself, which is your IELTS or your PTE. Those are two very important documents. So in terms of the application process, you need to put in the online application, and your application will be reviewed. You receive your offer, and then documents that are still pending will be requested for. Once you're able to do that, there's also an interview just to be sure that you are suitable for that program. That will be done as well. And then before you start, you get your CAS, you apply for your visa. We have also a pre-arrival support team who has all your details and will be reaching out to you to know the status of your visa application, the outcome of the application, and to start with, guiding you through how to get to school. And, that's why we always say we don't leave you stranded. And then you can go to any of our campuses. They tell you more about the campus, and then, they're ready to get you in, to introduce you to also the team, and, give you a smooth onboarding process, and then you start your new career. Okay, so some of the points I mentioned earlier, there is guaranteed employment upon successful graduation. The fee is about £23,730 per year for a senior carer. We have 3 options. We have the London campus, we have the Oxon, and we just newly introduced the Brighton campus as well. And then the program is a short program that ranges from 7 to 9 months. Usually it's 9 months, but 7 months depending on when you start. And then it's highly competitive. So okay, so in terms of the questions we usually get from our people, which are some of the points I've mentioned earlier, is there a maximum age limit? Like I said, there's no maximum age limit, but of course we're not expecting 70 or 80-year-old people to also come in to say, oh, they are interested in going for this care program. But our maximum age limits, I would say, is from 16 to 40 years. But like I said, the age is going to be, we are going to interview you. You need to be sure that, you have the strength, you have what it takes to go into this program, because it's not just, for everyone. We need to be sure that, you have the heart of care, and also, you are really, really keen. You are passionate about what you are going into. It's not just about, migrating, but it's more of passion. It's more of you being interested and loving what you have done over time. So for applicants who are 16, 17 years of age, do they need a guardian? Official process on this will be circulated shortly. We don't have that about information on that yet, but I've seen somebody who is 18 years and 17 years also admitted into the program. Are we accepting IELTS equivalents such as PTE? Yes, we are accepting PTE as well. Our payment installment for now, because the program is a 9-month program, you pay a deposit of £5,000, and then on enrollment, after you've gotten your visas, you're expected to pay the balance. There is no installment plan like the rest of our programs, and the fee is £5,000, like I said earlier. Is accommodation available? Yes, accommodation is not reserved, but it is available and is a first come, first served basis. Can you apply if you already have a bachelor's degree from your home country? Yes, you can apply. But like I said, we have our compliance team, because sometimes we do get applications like somebody who has a BSc in engineering and wants to apply for this program. And, we need to interview to know why, from engineering straight into a care program. Sometimes things like that, it doesn't work like that. So we need to interview you to know why the change of, career and all of that. So that is very key to us. Are student visas going to be an issue? No, as long as you meet all the requirements. We've gotten a lot of people who have gotten the visas. The success rate is really high. Can this program be used as a foundation course to nursing? This course is intended mainly for students who want to go into care-related employment. This is very key because of your visa. Where will the workplace placement take place, and will students be required to travel? We will always aim to place students within close proximity. Yes, for the supervisor that is going to be in charge of that's the employment coordinator or the placement coordinator, as we call them. Usually, during the second term, they're going to get all your details. They will help you develop your CV, and then they will give you, they'll get your address and recommend about 3 to 4 sponsor or care homes that are close to your to where you stay. We do that a lot. That's what we do basically. So we have the coordinator that will do that, will get your CV, help you develop your CV, and then do, discuss with you, counsel you, tell you what it takes, and then they get your address and help you, look for homes very close to your, where you stay. That is one of the things we do. And as scholarships available, yes, please you reach out to Study with FM if you need additional scholarship. We have so many scholarship opportunities ranging from 4,495 to 6,995. So that's my presentation for today.
Thank you very much, Taiwo. That was very, very insightful. Thank you. So we have some questions here, but before we get right into the questions that you would be answering, of course, with a member of our team, we'd like to do a survey. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. So we'd like to do a survey. I mean, my colleague already presented at the start of the webinar. For the sake of those joining, Study with FM is an international education agency that deals with different countries through the study routes, not just the UK. There are so many other countries, and we're expanding our tentacles, and would like your suggestion and your opinion on this. On the screen, you will see a poll for some European countries that might interest you. If you don't mind, please just answer the questions that pop up on your screen, please. This will help us with our expansion and with our whatever it is. Yes, so please just answer the questions on your screen, please, just for a few minutes, and then we go straight into the question and answers. I know some people have questions to ask live. We would open the floor for that in a bit. So please just answer the questions, the countries that interest you in Europe in particular. So for this one, we'll just be doing for Europe. So please just answer the questions. It's going to be about 3. This is the first one. Malta, Poland, Ireland, Netherlands, Finland, whichever it is that interests you more. If you had the opportunity to study in Europe, which of them would you pick? Yeah. Emeka, you can go to the next question. Okay. Okay, we have about 47 people that have answered the questions. You can scroll down, please. You can scroll down. You will see it. What is your ideal tuition budget? Whatever it is, please just pick it. And if traveling with your dependent is compulsory for you at the start of your process, please just answer the questions. We'll take down the poll in a bit. Thank you for your participation. Okay. All right. I know we've been getting so many inquiries. Different members of our team have been hearing, oh, I want to study in this particular country, France, and the rest of them. So this is the reason why we are doing this. And yeah, before the end of next month, we will put out some of our newly partnered schools in these countries. They would be open for applications. And yes, you can keep your inquiries coming. I will still drop my our official contact number on the chat box. So you can reach out to us either via email, on WhatsApp, or through our barcode at the end of this webinar. I will put that up on the screen again. Yeah, so I think we can go straight to the question and answer. Taiwo, are you ready to take some of the questions? I'll just be reading them out for you and
yes, please.
another member of our team to answer. Okay, so let's just start. Yeah, we have a lot of questions. If you want to ask the question live, please, you can put up your hand and I will just unmute you to ask your question. So pending when that happens, let me just read this. Okay, Olajumoke says, I would like to know if I am eligible for the diploma courses. Hope there is no age limit for this program. Taiwo, it's for you.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Olajumoke. Although I don't know your age, I hope you are not 10. But yes, the age starts from 16. We usually taking from 16 to as old as 40. But like I said, you have to go through an interview process to be sure that you're eligible, you have interest for the program, you have the heart, you have what it takes, and you are strong and fit for it. And then why not?
Thank you. So the next question from Evelyn is, can someone work while studying? Yes, that was still for you.
Okay, so for this program, you cannot work while studying. Why? Because it's a very short program. It's 9 months, and trust me, it is very, very tasking. Why we did not also, we won't, because sometimes when you get your visas, we've noticed that a lot of students, after telling them that you are not eligible to work or you cannot work, they still come back to show us their passport to say, oh, the UKVI said I can work 20 hours per week. Trust me, the work is very tasking. And one of the criteria for you to get a job on time, you don't want to fail. You want to pass. That's the essence of you going. You want to get that opportunity, working and, earning money. Why not just be patient for this short program? Finish it, get your grades, pass it, and then you start work. Is it not work? You work and you'll be tired. So, no, I won't encourage you to work.
All right, thank you, Taiwo. The next one is Precious Apple asks, are dependents allowed to join?
No, dependents for now, we don't know what is happening in the UK. No dependent, except you are going for a research program. This is a diploma program, is a level 3 program at that. So dependents cannot go. But after your programs, and you get a sponsor that makes you, after you've gotten a sponsor, you've applied for your visa, and then you're applying for your indefinite leave to remain, you can also bring your dependents at that time, but not immediately. It will get to a certain stage where you can get in your dependents, but not immediately. No.
All right, thank you, Taiwo. So Chika is asking a question. Victory, you can take this. Please, is this for September intake or January intake? Victory, you can take this one.
Okay, so this program has a couple of intakes. There's September available, there's January available. We're still taking applications for the September intake. So if you're ready to apply, you can just share your documents with us. I'll be happy to put in your application for September.
Thank you. Yeah, Taiwo, Vanessa is asking, are there jobs available in Southampton for care work, and are there living options? I think this person is just trying to know the campuses where this program is.
All right, so I'll mention the campuses we have. We have 3 campuses at the moment. We have in London, we have in Oxford, and then we have in Brighton. Unfortunately, we don't have is it Southampton you mentioned? No, we don't. We don't.
Thank you. I think we have one hand up, John Onikpede. So I'm just going to unmute now. John, yes, you can ask your question. John, can you hear me? Okay, pending when he unmutes, we'll just go to the next one. Selena is asking, is IELTS compulsory and is there age limits? I believe you've answered that question, but you can just say it one more time.
Oh, yes. So IELTS is very compulsory because it's a level 3 program. So every level 3 program is required, IELTS is required. So you need 5.5 overall in all the bands, and the total score should be 5.5.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Okay.
is. And you
Yes.
can also write PTE as well.
All right, John, go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
clearly.
Okay. Thank you very much. The short courses, you are expected after you finish the course to come back to your country. So how do you arrange it? How do you guarantee this work
Okay.
after training? Because I think the rule is that some of them are like visitors, standard visitors visa stuff. You are expected to come back. So please clarify that.
Okay, thank you, John. Thank you for that question. It's a good one. So, the program is it's not a visitor's visa you'll be getting. You are going to be getting a student visa, and you are not coming back. So that student visa, the program runs for 9 months, and then you are going on a student visa. So when you are there, like I said, the programs is divided into three terms. You're going to do a classroom-based program. Before you are done with the second term, there is what's called an employment coordinator who is going to help you develop your CV, who is going to guide you through, because you have to do a placement period. You have to go through a placement period, which is another 3 months. So they're going to put you in a care home where they're going to be training you on how to take care of the elderly. And then from there, based on behavior, based on everything, most of these organizations usually retains their staff and they are happy to sponsor. And then so while you are still there, they will sponsor you and you apply for your care work visa. So you're not coming back. Do you understand? Am I clear?
Yes, yes.
So it's not a visitor's, you're not going on a visitor's visa, you're going on a student visa. So it's totally different from those that usually applies for a visitor's visa. You can see how this one is different.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another person that raised her hand, or his hand. Greg AUB. Okay, Greg, you can ask your question. I've just asked you to unmute now. Greg, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, please go ahead. Taiwo
Yes, we
is
can hear you now.
First of all, I apologize that I have not been able to attend from the beginning because of the network instability. I'm actually
We can't hear you, Greg.
interested in this program for my wife. I don't know that I can get more. It's an opportunity for us to ask more questions. So after going to the video, I'm going to ask that I won't be repetitive, asking. I actually want to know.
Greg, I'm not sure if I heard you. How did you hear him clearly?
At all. I was going to ask
The
you.
budget of
Yeah.
the person we can have.
Maybe you should just drop your message. Maybe type out your message because I can hardly hear you.
Okay, one more hand raised here. Greg, please just drop your message in the chat box. I'll read it out for Taiwo to answer. Salah is raising his hand. Salah, please, can you unmute? I just asked you to unmute.
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, Salah.
Good evening, madam. Earlier on, you said the average salary for a senior care worker is around 23,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at this figure, what is the possibility of relocating a family? Because I know to relocate maybe one spouse, one needs a salary of at least 29,000 pounds. So how possible is this relocating the family considering a senior care worker earns even less than 24,000 pounds?
Number one, first and foremost, you can't relocate your family immediately. So
yes,
what
I know.
is, yes, you have to go first. When you are there and you've gotten a job and you are working, from time to time, you'll be progressing. I'm sure to get to a stage where, you earn more than that. And then at the end of the day, at that time, you can bring in your family, but it's not going to be an immediate thing. I don't know if that answers the question.
Okay, no problem.
And
That's
then,
good.
the white paper now, there are some rules that have just been stated. I believe that a lot of sponsors, a lot of companies are going to be looking at that fees, and then they are going to be working on the fees to, change some things, which I believe will happen soon after the white paper has taken effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have other hands, but before we proceed with that, let's just take some questions that are still in the chat box. So Samuel says, is there installment payment and are students allowed to work while schooling? I think you've answered the part of the question.
Yeah, for the installment, no, you need to pay £5,000 deposit before your cards will be issued. And then, like I said, it's a short program for 9 months. So then you pay the balance when you are in school. Depending on the fee, we have fees of 9,000. So if you've paid your 5,000 on enrollment, as you are registering, you are expected to pay the balance. Because by the time you are closing your eyes and opening it, trust me, 9 months is gone. It's a very short program, and so that's
Okay.
how this is. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Taiwo. Victor, do you want to add to that for
We
other?
do.
Yeah, go
Yeah, so
ahead.
for our other partners as well, we have schools with very, very flexible payments with as low as £2,500 deposit, and yeah, with also very low affordable tuition that is about £13,000 per year. So while we can explore Oxford for you, we also have other options as well that you can explore with very flexible payment plans.
Okay, thank you, Victory. So, Olumiwa wants to ask a question. Hand up. Olumiwa, please, I just asked you to unmute. Can you just ask your question briefly? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, my first question has to do with what your partner just said, as in flexible payment plan. That's my first question. My second question is, I would like to know the number of hours that will be spent in the classroom on a daily basis, and then the number of days that will be spent in the classroom in a week. Yes, at least for now.
Okay, for the number of hours, to be honest with you, I think you have, out of the 5 days, you have about 4 days, or sometimes even the 5. That's why I said the job is not to even have time to work, except, I don't know, you are very, very strong, but usually I don't even advise that. It's like practically every day, every day. So sometimes it might be online or classroom based, but it's every day.
Do
It's
I
every.
work at night, madam?
Oh, no, no, no. Oh, you want to work at night?
No, as in classrooms at night,
Oh, no,
as
you don't.
in,
There's no classes. No, we don't have classes
okay,
running at night.
thank you. Then my
Yeah.
second question, how
Go ahead.
many days in a week?
The program,
Yes, the
it's
classes, the
every
training.
day. It's like 5 days
All right,
a week. Yes, Monday to
all
Friday.
right, all right.
Yes.
Yes. How much would the POF be? My proof of fund.
Okay, Taiwo, I want, like, Victory can take this particular answer.
Okay.
Yes, Victory, go ahead, please.
Okay, so for the funds required your bank statement to show that you need to show after paying your deposit of £5,000, you need to show the balance of your tuition and your living expenses, and then we also advise students to leave some allowance in their account due to exchange rate fluctuation. So we'll be able to give you the exact amount when you started your application, but usually your living expenses, depending on this will depend on like what campus you're going with and the balance of your tuition after deposits.
So, Miss Victory, are you sure I can be taken for September
Yes, please, the
admission?
September intake is still open.
And please, lastly, I so much prefer the flexible payment plan stuff.
I would leave our email address and phone number in the chat box. And then feel free to leave us a message and then we can take the discussion afterwards.
Thank you, Miss Victory.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Right, we'll just take one more person whose hand is up. That's Chike. Chike, yes, I just asked you to unmute. You can go ahead with your question.
All right. All right. Thank you. Good evening. All.
Good evening.
Okay. Please, Taiwo, you've answered these two questions, I think about twice in this session, but I'm still a little bit confused. One is for care work that dependents will be allowed later on as the person starts working. I don't think it's in line with the current situation. Then secondly, that study visa, it is expected that after the completion of your program, you're expected to return to your home country. But I heard when you said you are not expected to return because you're going to get work and continue working. So I still want further clarifications because
Hello? Can you hear me? Am I still here?
Yeah,
or we lost Chika?
Yeah, we lost him. Yeah, we lost.
Oh, I think we lost him.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back if you can hear me. Don't know. I think it's network.
Yes, I
Sorry.
can. Yeah. Okay, so what I said is immediately you cannot go with your dependent. Dependents are not allowed. But to get to a certain stage where you can still bring in your dependents. If you are going now and you want your dependent to come, they can't come based on the visa you have. They can only come to either visit on a visitor's visa. But to get to a stage whereby you can file in for your dependents to come, it will take a while, not immediately. You must have getting to a certain level. You must have been sponsored. You must have, it will get to a certain level, but not immediately. Not immediately.
So are you saying work visa, that's care work under work visa will allow
No,
dependent?
after the care work, after you work for about 5 years, I think then you can now apply for indefinite leave to remain.
Okay, so the later you mean would be probably after you've applied for your ILR.
Exactly.
Okay, but anyway, you mentioned the content of the white paper, and it's still a subject of debate. Whether
Exactly. So we really
the
don't know what's going
ILR will
to
still be
come out
5
at the
years
end
or
of the
whether it will be 10 years. So
10
okay,
years.
no
Thank you
problem.
very much.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we'll just have some other questions. Taiwo, this is for you. I've just got O levels. Why can I still get in? Entry requirement.
How old are you? Well, if you're above 16, yes, you can, but you still need to write an IELTS because even if you apply now, you're going to get a conditional offer subject to the IELTS, yes.
Okay, somebody here asks, can I use NARIC to apply?
We usually don't accept NARIC for that, unfortunately. But if you have your IELTS, NARIC, I honestly can't say. I've never because I'll need to find out from our admissions. But please reach out to Study with FM. They will get back to, because usually I don't deal with students, when it comes to admissions, and so it's possible, it might not be possible, but the IELTS is the main requirement that we need, which the UKVI also needs for your application.
Okay, thank you. There's somebody else here from Ginika Awuloha. Ginika, the third campus name, where is it located? I am 50, very passionate on this course. Already have 2 different level 3 diploma, UK course accredited from Nigeria on health and social care. 4 other healthcare certificates, BSc and others. Can I be considered?
Oh yes, you have an edge, you have an advantage, you have an experience in care already. So but the thing is, you have to review your case. Like I said, there are some cases that now you are 50, like you said, they need to be sure that your strength is as young as that of 18, 20 years, We are all of different ages, different strengths, but it will be reviewed. And if you have what it takes, you have the experience already, which is a plus. Yes, please feel free, reach out to Study with FM. They will put in your application, and let's see how it goes from there.
Okay, thank you, Taiwo. Another question here, Victory, this is directed at you. I have HND in accounting. Can I apply for master's program?
Yes, so we have some of our partner schools are able to accept your HND qualification for a direct master. So we look forward to receiving your documents so we can start your application.
Thank you. Let me see. Kingsley is asking, is the scholarship automatic and how much? Taiwo, for you.
Yeah, sometimes they might not state the scholarship on your offer letter. But please reach out to Study with FM. Just tell them you don't have to go through the stress of replying the admissions team if you don't want to. Just speak with the team. The team will send an email to us or even send me the student's ID and just an SMS. And trust me, within the next 24 hours, you get the scholarship added to the offer letter.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So another question here, is this placement paid or unpaid? I mean the 3 months placement.
Yeah, it is unpaid placements. It is not paid.
That's Chika's question. Thank you. Victory, this is for you. Hi, please. Is there any cheap university in Scotland that is affordable for international students?
Hello. So I'm not sure what you mean by cheap, but if you're talking about affordable schools in Scotland, yes, we have that. We have that option. So we have schools with deposits as low as 4,000 and annual tuition as low as 13,000 in Scotland.
Okay, so someone here is asking, Asogba Temilade, do I have to be health or science inclined to study this course? Taiwo.
Oh, yes, that is an advantage for you. So if you have health-related course, especially even if you have like an experience in the care setting, it gives you an edge. But we need to know how passionate you are. When it comes to like I said, we need to be interviewed, and we need to know if truly you are passionate about what you're going for, not just because of the relocation, purpose.
Thank you. Okay, Ginika, I have asked so many questions. I think we've answered Ginika's question on the Q&A section. Gray, what is the budget from deposit to tuition to proof of fund? How much should I prepare? Victor, please, this is targeted to you. I think you answered it before, but just a recap, please.
Please take the question again.
Yes. What is the budget from deposit to tuition to proof of fund? How much should I prepare my mind for in Naira?
In Naira, I would say this is dependent on when you intend to apply. However, the deposit for this adult social care program is £5,000. The POF will be depending on your total fees after your scholarship. So the required amount in your account would be the balance after your deposit, the living expenses, which is also dependent on which of the campuses you're going to study at.
Thank you. We still have some hands up. Okay, so let's just do this. Ginika's hand is up. Ginika, I just asked you to unmute. Please ask your question. Hi, Ginika, can you hear me? Okay, so pending when she responds to that. Victory, this question is for you. Is there any other affordable schools without submitting IELTS in Scotland or Finland? Do they accept dependents? Scotland question again.
So we have schools available in Scotland. In terms of affordability, yes, we have affordable schools in Scotland where you can apply to without writing IELTS for like a master's degree program or a bachelor's degree program, depending on which of them you're applying for. And regarding the dependent, if you're applying for a direct master's or a bachelor's degree program, you can go with your dependent. But if you're applying for a master's by research option, then of course you can come with your dependent.
Right, thank you. Okay, Ginika, I'm just going to ask you to unmute again and you can take your question briefly.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Please, I want to ask the age limit, you said 40. What if someone is above 40, maybe 48 or 50? Will the person be considered? Looking at the my present job, I am passionate about this caregiving job, and I have about two level 3 diplomas, UK quals, a Nigerian accredited training center here, and the 4 other healthcare and social care certification, BSc, and experience in the health industry for over 7 to 9 years now, and still running, working as a carer already, even at my age. Will I be considered if I have this passion? As you can, if I have to, submit my CV and my documents, you can see a proof of it already. I have my credentials, transcripts, and a reference letter also, even from my boss as a carer already. Will I be considered at my age?
Yeah,
And
so
I am looking at the third campus. I don't know. You said it's
Brighton.
campus.
Is it
Sorry,
Brighton? Brighton,
is it Bright? I don't know whether it's Brighton you called.
Oxford, or
The
London?
third,
I called 3
no,
campuses:
the third
Oxford,
one.
London, Brighton.
Okay, Brighton. Okay, and the location. I don't know the location of Brighton. The location, is it outside London?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay, okay. Then my next question is, when can your dependent join? When can you be able to take your dependent along? Because I have two options here. Either I apply for master degree, or I apply for this care, because I have the certificates already that can support me, and I'm working with an experience in the field already. So these two options, because of the last this conversation you just had, you just gave out, in case of masters and the research studies, they can go with their dependents. I want to know if you also help people to secure offers for masters, apart from this caregiving uh, offer. But I have interest in both, because both are in my own area of interest and passion.
Okay. So regarding,
When
okay,
can the
now you
dependent
talked about
join?
your age. I'm trying to pick your questions because it's a lot of questions. So number one, based on your age, um, we will need to check, we need to check your strengths. We need to, I would advise that you still submit your application. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I would have written it as a no. But the reason why I'm saying yes, we can still review your application, is based on the experience you have already. And then you'll be interviewed. We have our compliance team that will interview you, ask you questions, because reason why we're looking at, we can't the kind of work you are going for, sometimes you might have to move an elderly. We need to be sure you have the strength or what it takes to take care of an adult, because you're also an elderly, you are reaching that elderly stage as well. So those are some of the things that they might have to consider or look into before we can admit you in. For the dependents you mentioned, like I said, it looks like you really want to, maybe I would advise also that apply for a master's program based on your qualification, but the master's program still will not allow you take your dependents, except you have a master's already and you're looking at a research program. I don't know, maybe Study with FM will advise further, because we don't do any research program,
Yes.
so.
If you want to chip in on that, on the MRS program, please.
Okay, yes. So if you're interested in going with your dependents, you have the option to apply for the Master's Research Program. Our team will be very happy to guide you on that. Yes, we do help with Master's Research applications as well.
All right. Thank you, Victory. Thank you, Taiwo. One more
Yeah.
question that we have here. Can someone with E in mathematics in her O level apply? Taiwo, please, this is for you.
E in mathematics, O
Yes.
level.
Yes.
E, that's E is a low grade. Wow. Well, like I said, the major requirement is this IELTS. IELTS is the major requirement that is required, but in mathematics, what about your English? What did you get in your English?
The person did not drop that particular information.
Okay, because you need to know is really the English requirements, how well you are able to communicate, in English. So
Okay, thank you, Taiwo.
yeah.
We'll take just 3 more questions. We've already spent much
Please,
time.
please don't be offended. Can this IELTS, the IS can one, because I've registered for general, UKVI general. Can it be accepted?
No, it's not. It's not. It has to be the academic one. Thank you for
Okay.
asking that question. Yes, it has to be the academic IELTS.
Okay, thank you, Taiwo. Thank you, Ginika, for your questions. Victory, please, I'm throwing this question to you. Please, is there any BSc Nursing Research School in London or Scotland you are aware about, and also without IELTS?
Okay, so there is no master's by research exactly. I would say like in nursing. Of course, there's like master's by research in healthcare and all that. But I can't specifically say that there is a school in Scotland or in London specifically. You might need to reach out to us to reconfirm that. But definitely, we can get you a master's by research in healthcare.
All right, thank you. I think we've answered most or even all of the questions. Please, if you have any other further questions, kindly reach out to us on the contact number in the chat box. I think I already dropped that there, +2347070523887, or send us an email on coordinator@studywithfm.com. A member of our admissions team would reach out to you immediately or within 24 working hours. You get a response from a member of our team. So just to round up, I just want to talk about the upcoming the upcoming physical events that we have. We have an upcoming physical event that is taking place on the 2nd of August in our office here in Ibadan. It's the physical event. It's going to be about a continuing care assistance program. This is basically like a sister program in Canada. So if you are interested or if you're based in Ibadan or you can commute to Ibadan, please join us for this physical event. I just shared it now on my screen. It's going to be talking about the Continuing Care Assistant Program and the Early Childhood Educator Program in Canada that also has a guaranteed pathway to being a permanent resident in Canada. We'll be having the Senior Regional Manager, Oxford International, here in our office at 25 Are Avenue, New Bodija, Ibadan, Oyo State, and it guarantees getting on-the-spot admission for free. So we'll be giving out offers. Members of the Oxford International team would be here. You would come with your documents. We'll send further information about this. If you're not on our community group, please join our community group. The link to joining is on the chat box. So you can click there and join. We'll share further information about this. Also, we have a series that is coming up. Study with FM would be hosting a series on Instagram Live. We will be inviting students from different countries, from the UK, from Canada, students that have enrolled through Study with FM. They will be speaking to you and sharing their journey. You're going to be hearing directly from the students. It's not going to be as formal as this webinar that we have just hosted. It's going to be very much interactive. You will be asking questions to the students. They will be open to answering your questions. I mean, they've gone through the entire process as some of us are already in now. So you'll be hearing from them. They'll be speaking with you, and it's going to be happening on our Instagram page. If you're not following us on Instagram, this is the best time to do it, and just put on your notifications, please. You can go and put on your notifications on our stories and our posts, so you don't miss out on anything. This will commence very, very soon. I think in about a week or a weekend, and we'll be putting out the information again on our community group. So please, if you're not on the community group, this is the best time to join the group. Yes. So thank you for joining. We're just going to leave you for about 2 minutes to scan the barcode here. Please scan the barcode. If you have questions that we have not answered, or you just dropped some questions now, please just scan this barcode. It's going to take you to a form. It's going to take you to a form that you can fill. When you fill the form, we will get the email and we will get to you within 24 working hours. So please just scan it. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for being present here. Please reach out to us on the contact number again or through this barcode, and we would be able to take your question one-on-one. I know some of us want to talk to the caseworkers or the admissions officer one-on-one, so you can reach out to us here. Yeah, that's basically about it. Thank you once again for joining. We'll see you in our physical event in Ibadan on the 2nd of August and on our Instagram live in our series with students that are already enrolled. Thank you once again. Thank you, Taiwo. Thank you, Taiwo, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you, Taiwo.
Yeah,
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.